I call up Bennet Amendment number 2. The Bennet Amendment would prevent all federal elected officials, federal candidates, and certain members of their family from issuing or endorsing digital assets. It requires them to place these assets into a blind trust and ensures that those of us who hold public office, Mr. Chairman, abide by the most basic standards of transparency and accountability. This provision is something I've worked on and advocated for over the last year because I think this issue strikes at the core of our democracy. This amendment is not about crypto or even particularly about President Trump. It's about returning to a system of government and ethics that we thought the American people deserved and that they did deserve, that they do deserve. When Jimmy Carter became president, he placed his peanut farm into a blind trust. When George W. Bush became president, he sold his interest in the Texas Rangers baseball club. Think about how far we are today from when those people served in office in this nation's capital. Republicans and Democrats alike understood that the appearance of corruption or self-enrichment undermined the office they were prepared to occupy and eroded the American people's confidence in their government and in their elected representatives, including the members of this committee. But President Trump's series of opaque deals and investments, much of it in the crypto sector, have raised serious concerns about the buying and selling of public favors, not to mention serious national security risks. That's something I do hear about in my town hall meetings. Since returning to office, the Trump family's paper net worth has at times grown as high as $11 billion, Mr. Chairman. Last year, he and his family earned over $1 billion in realized profit from the many crypto ventures they are involved in. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask to include in the record some articles related to that.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All the Bennet Amendment does, all it does, is prevent the President and Vice President, no matter who they are, and the members of the Senate and the House, from pursuing new avenues for selling influence and self-enrichment, something I think we all could agree with. It prevents all of us around this dais and our colleagues in the House and Senate from doing it in will. And by the way, it requires us to put those assets into a blind trust. That doesn't seem like asking very much, Mr. Chairman. I don't know how we're advancing a piece of legislation on this issue without these rules. It seems like the bare minimum the American people would expect from their elected officials, that they would put their interests and the interests of their communities ahead of any possible opportunity for personal gain. This should be the easiest amendment any of us will ever have the chance to vote on. And it's a chance to be able to send to the American people a message that we understand how skeptical they are right now of a political process and the motivations of those in power. Adopting the Bennet Amendment sends a signal to the American people that their government works for them and for their children, that it is their needs and their concerns that are being taken into account and nothing else left in the balance. Mr. Chairman, I urge my colleagues to support the amendment and thank the Chair for the opportunity to raise this issue before the committee.